Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome. Welcome to the second episode of the How to Festival 2.0. And as you know, that is discovering products through online classroom. The How to Festival 2.0 is something uniquely styled for you, students of the top 20 colleges of architecture. We are Locator, and the platform is www.locatorindia.com. What does this platform give you? It has 187 product categories, 1800 plus products, information including technical specs, contact details, and much, much more. And all of that is on this address that you can see in your screen, www.locatorindia.com. And you know what's the interesting part? We are celebrating our silver jubilee year this year. More about that later. Suppose you were to navigate the site as a professional and you were looking for product information. It's so easy. It's like Google in its simplicity, and it is direct, more direct than Google. You'll get a million options there. Here, if you were searching for furniture, you will get a plethora of furniture brands in India. Now, let's say you select Godrej Interior. What do you see? Godrej Interior has put up its entire range of subcategory of products, canteen tables on the one hand, conference table on the other, and many things in between. Let's say you're interested in conference tables. You're planning a project. Then you get their range of conference tables. And there you are. That's a beautiful design. The first one is called Encarta. Let me click on that and see what happens. And this is what happens. You get to see an exploded view of Encarta. And on the right side, the tech specs, dimensions, whatever. Suppose the electrical product, then tech specs regarding that. In furniture, dimensions, which is so important for you to plan the space. Review and ratings which you can give, dealer locator where you can inquire availability, company profile if you want to justify your purchase, company website if you just want to talk to them directly, you want to make an inquiry, you don't want to print this information, just about everything. That has been put together. Oh, what is this? It's not just product information. It's your ecosystem. So there's a lot more happening there, and we want you to contribute. Take, for example, this. Over 100 prominent architects' profiles are included here. What do? You can go through that. You can see who are the greats, learn a bit about them. Definitely, you need that if you're going to go and meet them for an interview. Jokes aside, I hope you get to do that soon. And in addition to this, we have consultants, we have in every vertical, we have contractors, and a lot more information. That's what you're going to discover by going on to www.locatorindia.com. Moving on. Now, talking a bit about why we are here today, which is the How to Festival. And we are very proud to have these colleges participating this year. And these, by the way, you belong to the elite top 20 colleges in India. And you all are students from Amity, Gurgaon, Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune, Birla Institute, Mesra, BMS College, Bengaluru, CCA, Chandigarh, IES, Mumbai, ITM, Raipur, Jamia Millia, Delhi, Malviya National, MNIT, Jaipur, NIT, Raipur, and it continues. Rachna Sansad, these are all in alphabetical order, as you can see. Rachna Sansad, Mumbai, Rizvi College, Mumbai, RV College Engineering, Bengaluru, SCET, Surat, School of Planning and Architecture, JNFU, Hyderabad, Sinhagat College, Pune, JJ College of Architecture, Mumbai, Shushant, Gurugram, Thakur School of Architecture, Mumbai, and Vaishnavi School of Architecture and Planning, Hyderabad. What a lineup. And what do I have to say? I have to say thank you, one and all. Why am I saying thank you, one and all? Last year, we went to your colleges, we went to your auditoriums and met your predecessor students of the final year across. This year, we could not do that. And guess why? There it is, right there on the screen. We're all fed up of hearing the C word. So I want to say, put that away and let's move on because we are here. Yes. Thank you, one and all, for keeping the faith. Your presence here means that you are interested. Your presence here means that you are getting value. Your presence here means one thing: you're going to succeed in life, because the kind of information you get on How to Festival, you won't find in textbooks. You haven't found it in 5 years of learning. And even your carpenter would speak in Bhojpuri, which you won't even understand. So why not get it from the experts in a clear, lucid 20 minutes? 20 minutes investment, 10 weeks festival, and you become a hero. So when you join the firms, hey, check with him. He seems to know everything. Be that person. Come on, moving on now. Moving on. Thank you. So this I covered last time, and I got a lot of feedback saying, please repeat that. You know why, right? Because menu ki fayda means what's in it for me. And menu ki fayda is essentially that you get the certificate of participation. The certificate is going to, is a visual which I showed you, but a platinum certificate will actually say where you got educated in. For example, last week we had steel doors, an innovative product. This time we got on air conditioning. Next we got on another innovative product, composite piping. All of this will be mentioned that Mr. Sheikh has been tutored in the following product categories. That will be enhanced on the certificate. And you get a platinum one if you have 90% attendance in the festival, you participate in quizzes, you can also win money, prizes for that. You send in questions, you can also win money, prizes for that. Connect on social media, again for engagement, you get prizes. So it's like, do that, you get a good certificate, and you also get to win. Let's move on. Let's see what does gold entail. By the way, based on your feedback, we have given gold to 70% attendance, and we have given silver to 50% attendance. And all of this is known to you. So it's your call whether you want to, because of your maybe a viva, maybe an exam, you can't attend all. It's already, you'll get a certificate, but get a certificate, you have to be present on the festival to some extent. Thank you. Asha will take the next slide. Those certificates have a direct benefit attached to them. For example, you can be part of the campus hunt, which is our endeavor to put firms who are down, to put firms who are looking for interns on a platform where the two of you can shake hands. This happens only to those who have a certificate of participation. Similarly, only those who have a certificate of participation will be able to access information on the archive lifelong. That's even into your working life. We've been here 25 years. I hope to be here for another 25 and do a golden jubilee. And the archive is going to be that one beautiful bridge on locatorindia.com, which will take you there with product information all your life. And of course, at the festival, you get to enter quizzes and win prizes. Is there a lag? Okay, so moving on to the first segment, and we are happy to introduce Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Architecture, BVCA. Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed university College of Architecture is an institute dedicated to provide quality professional education in the field of architecture. The college is a part of the DVDU, a UGC deemed recognized institution, and the university is also recognized as an A grade higher education institute by NAAC and GOS MOHRD. Let's take a look at the college. I'm also very happy to welcome Dr. Bajrang Sutar on our event. Dr. Sutar, who is the principal of BBCA Architecture, he's completed his PhD Masters in Town and Country Planning from Government College of Engineering, Pune. He's an MArch from YCMOU Nashik and a government diploma in architecture from Mumbai University. Dr. Sutar has practiced as an architect and planner on many projects for the last 25 years. He is also a panel architect on the Rayat Shikshan Sanstha Satara and is currently working on a school and junior college at Ahmednagar. Let's hear a few words from Dr. Bajrang Sutar.
Good morning to all of you. Today it gives me immense pleasure that Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be university is celebrating 77th birth anniversary of Honorable Founder Dr. Patangramji Kadam Sahib. On this occasion, I am grateful to LOCATOR dignitaries to permit our students and staff to participate in the same. The program aim is to educate final year students of architecture on various producing technologies to augment their theories with practical insights and explanation of technologies by market leading brands. The students of 20 architecture colleges who log in simultaneously to LOCATOR online classroom platforms, speakers, academicians and professors will be felicitated by the team LOCATORs. I appreciate that content will be focused on teaching as well as learning for the final year students about the product categories and its application in the real world. Indeed, I have a great pleasure that brands like Fenesta, Tata Steels, Kite, Composite Piping are kicking off the festival. Thank you and best wishes for the program.
Dr. Sutar, thank you for those heartwarming words. You have taken time off from your busy schedule to come and address our students. And I'm sure the students of your college who have not met you this year would be happy to see you on screen and do a virtual handshake because you are much loved in the college. And now moving on, let's see what we have. We have, thank you, Dr. Sutar. The next college is CCA, as you can see, the Chandigarh College of Architecture from Chandigarh. We want to invite, take a look at the college first. We are here to welcome Professor Dr. Sangeeta Bagametha, who is the principal of the CCA. Ma'am, I believe you're on the show live, so thank you very much for joining in. We really appreciate all that you have done, not only for your college, but for your students via LOCATOR and the How To Festival 2.0. Much obliged, and we hope to have a long and fruitful association, which, by the way, began as early with your college in the year 2007, and when we took the vocational training to your campus. May I introduce you to everybody on the show? Dr. Sangeeta Bagametha is the first woman principal of the CCA, and she's also an alumni of CCA. She is an urban designer from SP in New Delhi, a PhD from Punjab University with a special interest in conservation of modern heritage ensembles. She recently completed a week-long residency at Pierre Jeanneret at Canadian Centre of Architecture, Montreal, Canada, engaging in revisiting the archival works of master architect within and outside Chandigarh using some over 700 documents, images, maps, and photographs at the archives. Let's hear an address from Dr. Sangeeta Baga.
Hello everyone. I'm happy to welcome you all and with greetings from the Chandigarh College of Architecture. I am Professor Sangeeta Bagga, the principal of the college, and this college is a premier institution which was launched in 1961 as a laboratory to train architects at the behest of Le Corbusier, the greatest architect of the 20th century. The college runs an undergraduate and a postgraduate program, and it is known for the kind of architectural education that we impart to the students of the region as well as the country. The college also runs a program where we join hands with faculties and students from abroad to make the program much more robust. Today, I am happy to congratulate LOCATOR as a great platform and its endeavor which has gone online as the LOCATOR Festival, wherein students are being acclimatized and they are being familiarized to building materials, technologies and techniques which LOCATOR is bringing to them and bridging the gap between architectural education and the market and the construction industry. With this, I would like to thank LOCATOR for this great effort and endeavor and congratulate all the students participating in the online program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bagga. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for encouraging us. This lovely salver, which is coming your way, is something I would have loved to have given in person, but for want of impediments like COVID, we're going to send it to you. But we soon look forward to coming to your campus and having a cup of tea and meeting your students. And moving on, we thank you. This is a salute from the students of CCA. And hey, students, moving on now to the core of today's show, which is introducing a brand champ. But before that, are you ready to win 12,000 rupees worth of Amazon GVs? Amazon GVs is being given to you because you get the world out of Amazon. It'll be convenient and it's going to be in your mail by courier if you win and if you engage and if you participate. What do you need to do to get this? Rupees 1,000 Amazon GVs each go to the following: 4 best engagers during the 1-hour event. What you do, you're on Facebook, you're in a secret group, which is only for you students. Go ahead, comment, like, share, advise, ask, do anything. Last time, Abhay Garg, congratulations, you were the engager of the day and you got your Amazon GV, which should be on its way. You won't have it in your hand yet, but when you get it, do take a picture and proudly tell your community that you're the one who won that. Similarly, today there can be 4 best engagers. There can be another 4 winners of 1,000 GV each for the best questions asked to the brand champ. And trust me, the topic is air conditioning, HVAC, but you're going to find a lot of information you never knew. And so you can ask more questions. And 4 quiz winners with all correct entries, fastest finger first. The ones we had last time also, we had a lot of participation. And then, the 3 who won, we sent you a post on that. So will you be the one this time? And Ruchi, etc., I think your colleagues are going to compete and try and be faster than you were. So may the competition begin. As we like to say, game on. You know how to enter in Facebook group. There's a link pinned to the comment section. The link takes you to the simple MCQ. You click the right answer and submit it and wait for you to get the prize. It's time now to welcome our brand partner of the day. Representing General Air Conditioners is Mr. Satish Chandrasekhar. We are happy to have you here, Satish. Mr. Satish Chandrasekhar is the AGM Marketing at Fujitsu General India. This is a top dollar company and the brand they have is outstanding. I'm not going to be the one to say more. I'm going to leave it to Satish to do the honors. Go ahead. Let's hear from Satish about General and air conditioners in general.
Hi, good afternoon, dear friends. I am Satish Chandrasekhar from Fujitsu General India Private Limited. I am the Assistant General Manager Marketing here. Fujitsu General India Private Limited is part of the global Fujitsu General Group, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you as part of the Silver Jubilee celebrations of Locator India. I congratulate Amita and Ramesh for this wonderful achievement, and we are happy to be associated with the How to Festival 2.0. And I am here today to share with you some of the details about the basics of air conditioning from an architect's perspective. So without further ado, let's go on to the presentation. So let me start off with how an air conditioner works. So we all know air conditioning from a layman's perspective is it cools the room. But actually speaking, it actually makes your room less warm by removing heat from the indoor air and transferring the heat to the outdoor air. So that is what an air conditioner does. So we call air conditioners basically heat transporters. So it not only removes heat, it also has an additional function of removing humidity. So that is why an air conditioner also cools the space as well as dehumidifies the space, making it more comfortable for humans to live in. So that's how an air conditioner works, the basic definition, if we see. And if you look at the circuit of an air conditioner, it has four major components. It has a compressor, condenser, and expansion valve, and an evaporator. So I won't get too much into the technical aspects of this because you won't be needing that. But you need to know the basic four major components that an air conditioner has, and how what the diagram that you see here with the arrow marks, the blue and the red arrow marks, that's how the refrigerant that is inside the air conditioner flows through the circuit, removing heat from the room and then transferring the heat to the outdoors. That's how an air conditioner works. So what are the major different types of air conditioners? There are different types of air conditioners. We'll just go through them one by one. The first one is a room air conditioner, which is what we see normally in most of our houses, offices, in forms of, we either see it as a split air conditioner or a window air conditioner. It is a single unit. In terms of window, it is a single unit. In terms of split or an inverter air conditioner, there is an indoor unit which is connected to an outdoor unit. There is a single indoor unit and there is a single outdoor unit. They are connected to each other. So this is a room air conditioner. Now coming to general air conditioners, we have both room air conditioners as well as commercial air conditioners. When we talk about room air conditioners, the most key features or the USPs, if we say about general air conditioners, is that it is designed for tropical application. We all know India is a tropical country where temperatures during the peak of summers can reach as high as 47, 48, 49 degrees also in places like interior Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa. All these places are extremely hot, and not all air conditioners can cope with this kind of heat. So that is why we have developed something known as cooling power for tropical application, which is basically nothing but we have designed air conditioners which can operate in ambient temperatures as high as 55 degrees. Even if the outside temperature is 55 degrees, the air conditioner will continue to work and give you perfect cooling. Whereas many other air conditioners which are not designed to withstand these kind of heat, in order to protect the air conditioner, will just cut off. It will stop working. But not so with general. So that's why we call it the extreme machine. And also, as far as inverter air conditioners are concerned, we have something known as full inverter technology. We'll get into the inverter bit a little later, but I want you to remember this full inverter technology. So I'll tell you what it is at a later stage. And the second most important feature is that general air conditioners have models that can give you up to 25 meters of airflow. For example, if you have an AC on one particular wall, right, and then you stand at a distance of 25 meters away, you can feel the airflow. So that's what it means. Can you imagine 25 meters is almost like 80 feet, almost 80 feet, right? So air conditioners designed to cool large spaces, which means that in some spaces, very large rooms or halls where you would normally need two air conditioners of any other brand, a single air conditioner of General with a 25-meter long airflow would be sufficient to cool that space. So that is the 25-meter long reach airflow. It is one of the industry benchmarks. There is no other air conditioner that can give you this long on airflow. So this is the second thing. So this was about room air conditioners. And then this all describes the range of air conditioners that General has. This is all available in the archive, so I won't go much into this. We have inverter air conditioners, split air conditioners, window air conditioners, cassette air conditioners. These are the types of room air conditioners that we have. And then we have ductable air conditioners. This is the second type of air conditioners. It is similar to room air conditioners, but it is used for commercial applications where higher cooling is required. Third type of air conditioner is called the VRF air conditioner, where there is a single indoor unit which is connected to multiple outdoor units of different types. You can have, like you're seeing on screen, there is a single large outdoor unit which is connected to a cassette. One can be connected to a cassette, one can be connected to a duct, one can be connected to a ceiling, one can be connected to a split air conditioner. This is the basic application of this kind of VRF system. VRF refrigerant flow, that is VRF. So, and the beauty is, even though you have multiple indoor air conditioners, each indoor unit can be operated at different temperatures. It is not that since it is connected to the same outdoor unit, everything has to be run at the same temperature. You can set different temperatures for the different indoor units, right? And this is ideal for large buildings, showrooms, malls, where there are large distances involved, because the distance between the indoor unit and the outdoor unit can be as high as 1,000 meters, the piping length. So that is the advantages of VRF air conditioners. So like I said, the VRF systems, you can see at the bottom. So what are the different types of applications that we can use them for? We have offices, commercial, hotels, hospitals, residential, industrial, different types of applications. We'll see some of the applications where we installed later on. And the fourth type is a chiller, which is for very large applications. It can be water cooled, air cooled, or evaporative cooled. Different types of compressors we have reciprocating scroll or centrifugal compressors. There can be multiple chillers in a chilled water plant. This is for large applications, very large applications like huge office complexes or huge shopping malls, these kind of applications. Now, like I said before, there is this technology called inverter technology that is completely transforming the air conditioning industry. And the government, you may know about the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, that has also given impetus to this inverter technology because it results in energy saving. So every kilowatt saved is 1 kilowatt cost reduced. So there are certain benefits that inverter technology has. I'll get into the benefits and then I'll tell you how how those benefits are achieved. The main benefits are it gives faster cooling, energy saving, and comfortable and stable cooling. Right? We all know that in a normal air conditioner, as normal split air conditioner, once you set a temperature, right, and then once it reaches the temperature, the compressor cuts off, and then once the temperature increases by about 1.5 degrees from the set temperature, the compressor will turn on again and again cooling restart. So it is kind of on, off. So that is the on-off system which we used to have all these years. Now what inverter technology has done is that initially when you switch on the air conditioner, it cools very fast, almost 50% more faster than a conventional air conditioner, which means that you will achieve the set temperature in much quicker time. And once that set temperature is reached, it will not cut off immediately. What it will do is it will reduce the cooling so as to maintain the temperature at the same level. So it will not allow the temperature to fluctuate up and down, but rather it will maintain the temperature within a range of 0.5 degrees up and down. Whereas a normal air conditioner, there's a fluctuation of 1.5 degrees here and up and down, up and down. An inverter will have it at a steady state. So that is done by varying the speed of the compressor. So once the compressor speed is varied, you slow down the speed of the compressor, the cooling amount also reduces. So when the main part of the component of the air conditioner which consumes electricity is the compressor. So the moment you reduce the speed of the compressor, automatically the power consumption reduces. That is why we say that when we use inverter air conditioners, there is energy saving. So power saving, which directly translates into a reduced electricity bill as far as the customer is concerned. So this is what I already explained to you, the comparison of cooling speeds. The initial cooling is 1.5 times faster than a conventional air conditioner to reach the set temperature, and it reduces electricity consumption by varying the speed of the compressor. So in some cases, it is even as high as 50%, the energy saving. And this is not something I'm just saying. If you actually have a normal air conditioner and an inverter air conditioner at home, if you run them for the same amount of time over a period of say a month or 2 months or 3 months, you can actually see the difference in your electricity bills. So there is direct benefit. And remember, I told you in the beginning about a full inverter technology. So which means that once the set temperature is reached, I told you the compressor speed slows down. So when it slows down, if you see on the left of the slide, there is something called as minimum power. So in minimum power, the compressor rotation speed is slow. So it consumes only, it requires a cooling of only 0.92 kilowatts. For 0.92 kilowatts, the unit operates at very, very low power to save energy. And then suppose if the load increases, when I say load increases, or if some more people come into the room, or suddenly if the heat is more in the room, then automatically it senses that and increases the cooling to a medium power. And then if there is maximum load, it increases the cooling to maximum power. So the cooling of the compressor rotation speed is varied as per the load, instead of always running at full speed or off. So that is the benefit that it gives by constant comfort. All this is achieved using an intelligent microprocessor PCB. We call it the inverter PCB, which is inside the outdoor unit, which controls the speed of the compressor. Now, I would like to run through a small TV commercial that we had made for general air conditioners, which specifically shows the extreme temperature application that it can operate even at temperatures up to 55 degrees. Let's just take a look at that.
Tropical inverter series from General, designed to cool even at an extreme 55 degrees and built to last longer. General, the extreme machine.
Right. I'm back because it's quiz time. Quiz time, happy time, and maybe not so happy time. depending on how good you are in the quiz. You know the rules of the games, but I'll just run it past you again. There are 4 winners exclusively from this event who can win 1,000 rupees each Amazon gift card by answering the simple MCQ, which is going to be put up on FB right now, as I also bring it up on screen right here. So right you are. Here is General Air Conditioners quiz number 1. If you are attentive, this should be a breeze for you to answer. But do pay attention to the answers. They're a little tricky. An air conditioner works on the principle of 1, cooling the air inside a room. 2, balancing the heat inside and outside through compression. 3, reducing temperature by removing heat from the indoor air and transferring to the outdoor air. And 4, compressing the outside air and injecting cool air into the room. They all seem to be correct. No? Yes? But if you were listening to Mr. Satish Chandrasekhar, you'll know the right answer. Go ahead, hit that button. The link to the quiz is provided in the FB group comments section. It's pinned there. And here you have the second question. Answer this as well. General air conditioners quiz number 2. General Fujitsu air conditioners have long reach flow, which is the best in the industry, of, here are your 4 options: 10 meters, 20 meters, 15 meters, 25 meters. My voice is not going to give you the right answer. They will be all treated like my same children. But you got to find the right answer. Link to the quiz is again provided in the FB groups comments section. Come on. So with that, let's go back to Mr. Satish Chandrasekhar from General, who's been doing a marvelous job of explaining simple concepts, difficult concepts very simply. Back to you, Satish.
Thank you, Ramesh. Now, coming back, I have a few more details that I would like to share with you. Now, we all know that as an architect, the first thing we need to do as far as air conditioning is concerned is to calculate how much air conditioning is required for a building or a house or an office. There is a very complex way of calculating. I will give the heat load. It's called, the method what we use is called heat load calculation. That is, what is the heat load that is present in that space and how much of cooling capacity is required to cool that space. So there is a heat load calculation. So I will share. There is a back of the hand calculation. You can use it as a rule of thumb. So this is just a small example that you can see on screen. There is this room on the right side. There is a living room, as you can see. It has a dimension of 15 feet length, 10 feet width, and 10 feet height. And 2 adults and 2 children are living in that space. So you can just use the cooling capacity. There's a formula that is given there. First, find out the volume, that is 15 into 10 into 10. And then since it is a living room, there is a factor of 8. So we multiply that. And for each adult and each child, there is a factor given there, 2 adults and 2 children. So you multiply and add, you get a total BTU requirement of 13,800 BTU. So BTU is nothing but British thermal units. It is how heat load is calculated. Now, as far as air conditioning terminology is concerned, 1 ton, what we normally say, 12,000 BTU per hour is 1 ton, right? So here it is 13,800 BTU, which is more than 1 ton. So the recommended air conditioner for this particular space is 1.2 tons. So this is a simple calculation. Of course, there are many more factors that need to be considered as to the number of windows, the floor on which is it exposed to direct sunlight, how many windows are there. There are many other factors which I will share in the archive. So we can look at that later for your reference. But this is a simple calculation. And now coming to the some of the most important things that you need to do when designing is selecting the installation location of the air conditioner. So I've given a few examples, and I've also shared this in the archive so that you can use that for your ready reference. So let's just go to the examples. So I won't run through this because this is available in the archive. You can take a look at that. The positioning of the indoor units. So what is the spacing that is required for a cassette type, ductable type, and a split type? How much spacing is required from the ceiling? How much spacing is required from the floor? How much gap should be left on the sides? So all these details are there, which I will share with Ramesh to share it with you in the archive. Now let us look at some do's and don'ts, right? So the first example that we see here, there's a chef cooking. I think he's a Chinese chef making noodles. So indoor unit is installed in a hot and high humidity environment. So what happens in this case? The problem is that if the temperature difference between the air conditioner unit and the room is too great, condensation or water droplets will form on the air conditioner discharge grill, and the water will start dripping. So we don't want this to happen. So normally what will happen is, if this happens, they'll blame it on the air conditioner, whereas the issue here is something else. So avoid installations that are close to hot and humid environments, and installation near to the restaurant kitchen. Again, here we all know how smoke and grease forms on the kitchen walls and ceiling. So the grease and oil and grease clings to the fan, the heat exchanger, and other plastic parts. This will definitely lead to deterioration in the performance of the air conditioner. So you may get issues like the AC is not cooling, there could be some malfunction. So the air conditioner needs to be placed in a location where directly the smoke and the fumes from the kitchen don't get into the air conditioner. And especially in kitchens, regular maintenance is essential. Once in 3 months, it has to be done regularly. And in terms of industrial applications, don't install the air conditioner close to a machine or a machinery which is generating high frequency interference, where there is a lot of vibration, right? So the high frequency, there is a chance that this high frequency interference from the machinery could affect the electronic circuitry of the air conditioner and damage the microprocessor. So avoid installations close to this. And then this is something that without knowingly we commit this mistake a lot of times. We install the indoor unit directly above a large object. Like there is an almirah or something like that, and directly above that an air conditioner is placed. So there is not enough space for air circulation to go into the air conditioner and come out. So there should be enough ventilation around the air conditioner, preferably nothing underneath or above the air conditioner to prevent the air circulation. And then coming to the outdoor unit, do not install the outdoor unit in a confined space. We all know that the heat from inside the room is thrown out through the outdoor unit. So if the heat from the outdoor unit is not able to dissipate, then automatically the cooling operation is inhibited. It affects the compressor can get overheated, and then if it gets overheated, it will be overloaded, it can cut off, and in some extreme cases even the compressor can get damaged. So there should always be enough space around the outdoor unit for air circulation, for the heat to dissipate. So if it is not possible, if there is a wall, then it is always advisable to use wall brackets to raise the level of the outdoor unit such that there is enough air circulation that can reach the outdoor unit. And another thing, when we install multiple outdoor units, do not place them close to each other like it is shown here. What this does is, the hot air that is dissipated from one outdoor unit will directly go into the next indoor unit, and that will go into the next indoor unit. This will completely affect cooling performance. We don't want this to happen. So if in case we need to install multiple outdoor units, there is an example where you can place them in L shape, perpendicular to each other. So in that case, this will not happen if it is a closed space. If there is enough space for the outdoor units to be placed, then they can be spaced a little farther apart so that the air from one outdoor unit is not taken into the other outdoor unit. So if they are placed at right angles, it is better. And these are some of the projects that General Air Conditioners has executed. There are many banks, as we can see here. Some of the applications that I told you earlier about banks, we have educational institutions, IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, Gautam Buddha University. Then we have many other schools, Delhi Public School, Floradale, Aurobindo. And then we have many prestigious hospitals like the CMC College in Vellore, LV Prasad Hospital, Jaipur. If you see, there are many installations that we have done in Jaipur, which I would like to bring to your attention. Why? Because in Rajasthan, the heat, as we all know, Rajasthan is a very hot place and the heats can go very high. And in those kind of heat, general air conditioners perform admirably well. So that is why we have a lot of installations, if you see, in hot areas where the heat is very high. And then we have commercial malls, the Grand Walk Mall, Sankalp Tower, Highline Mall in Kerala. Then we have a lot of hotels and resorts, Ramada in Ahmedabad, Club Mahindra in Kerala and Pondicherry. We have installation in Coorg and Purple Palms, Regenta Center in Jaipur. And then, of course, when it comes to showrooms, many of the luxury car showrooms have general air conditioners. We have Rolls-Royce in Ahmedabad, Audi, Mercedes, Volvo, Nexa, and some of the largest jewelry retail chains in Tamil Nadu. There are about 23 showrooms of Lalita Jewelry Mart where we have installed. Then these are some more examples. ISRO, Bangalore and Jodhpur. Even sports academies like the Badminton Academy, where we have installed with an AHU and air handling unit. Some of the government offices, secretariat buildings. In Rajasthan, the Smart City project, where we have done some work. And also residential villas, ranch villas, apartment complexes. And this is one house, one of Asia's largest houses. It's called the PT House in Kerala, where we have installed general air conditioning systems, the VRF system. So these are some of the applications which I just wanted to share with you for air conditioning. So this brings me to the end of this presentation. And before we go, I would like to play another TVC, which highlights the durability of general air conditioners, which is another one of the strengths of general air conditioners. It's that it's extreme long life. So we have got customers who have bought an air conditioner more than 20-25 years ago, and it is still running strong. So this is something that it talks about how we want to save the planet by using general air conditioners, because it runs for a long time. It lasts a long time. Let's take a look at that.
Is this my planet? I say no. No to the cheaply made. No to air conditioners that need replacing every now and then. Because the earth is not a garbage dump. It's our home. If we value quality and durability, we'll choose wisely.
General air conditioners, built to last longer, so you use more and throw less, because it's our planet. General.
Yeah, that's it. So I again thank Ramesh and Amita for giving us this opportunity to interact with young minds such as yours. And if you do have any queries or doubts or any other comments or your feedback, please do share with us. We'll be happy to help and in whatever way that we can. I thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Right, Satish, that was wonderful. You got to believe me when I tell you we've got tons of questions, and the team, your team, our team, the tech team is just sorting out the ones which you're going to answer, which is going to come up in a bit. But what do we have right now? We have the second part of the quiz. So folks, even the quiz has got a lot. By the way, some of you are not able to access FB for whatever reason. It happens. It's a digital world. Everything doesn't work. What you can do is, even if you're going to access the quiz link, put your name, Ramesh Iyengar, college, your college, question quiz 1, answer 3 or 4 or whatever it is. That will also do. We will make sure that you qualify to receive those prizes. Don't worry. There's a quiz link, the fastest, easiest way to do it. But if not, thoda jugaad karke, naam, college, answer likho, or 1,000 rupee Amazon G, pow. Coming to the general air conditioners quiz number 3, a rule of thumb calculation for optimal AC load requirement for a room. The qualification is 15 feet length, 10 feet width, and 10 feet height. It will require what tonnage? Option 1, 1 ton, 1 TR. Option 2, 1.2. Option 3, 0.75. Option 4, 1.5. Hit the button. Link to the quiz is in the FB comments. Let's take the next question and the last for the quiz, which is number 4. Variable refrigerant flow, that is VRF, air conditioning systems enable, listen carefully, look carefully. 1, ductable systems can be connected. 2, different rooms can be serviced by one unit. 3, each indoor unit can operate at different temperatures. And 4, cassette, floor, ceiling indoor units cannot be connected. You have to click the right answer for this question. Oh yes, don't forget, a quick reminder for all those who are joining in and not paying attention earlier, this slide must make you use your brains, and that's why it's floating there in front of you. 4 best engagers, and we got a lot of engagement. Thank you for that. And we hope to give it away to the best engagers of those who have engaged in this show. And we'll have this on every show, by the way. 4 best questions asked to the brand champ. I think that's coming up in the next segment. 4 quiz winners with all correct entries and fastest finger first. Moving on. Do hurry. I think my team is telling me that the quiz is closing soon. We're giving you that window of opportunity and it's going to close now. Thank you, Satish. That was, as I mentioned, truly, sometimes they say making complex things look simple, sound simple is the most complex thing to do. I appreciate, my team appreciates, and I'm sure all the students who are listening in appreciate this good ground up training that you've given us, which is going to help us as professionals in our working careers. So I would like to now invite you to our Q&A section. For that, let me, I think, share my screen. No, I think, yep, I think, Asha, you're off screen. Satish, I can see you. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Ramesh. Good to be here.
Great to have you. I mean, it's awesome. You know, the kind of comments you're getting, the kind of engagement, man, it's wonderful. It's really happy to have you. Shall we just jump into it because we're a little short on time? So
yeah, let's do that. Excited to hear what they have to say.
Yeah. So let me tell you, there is Suhantika K from Birla Institute of Technology, BIT. I mean, they had to ask the question first one. I mean, they've been like engaging a lot even previously. Why is and please be brevity is the is the moment of the day. Today,
okay.
Try to be brief. Why air conditioner capacity is measured in tons?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay. If you see, I'll try to be as brief as possible. If you see, the roots of the refrigeration and air conditioning industry had its origins in the British ice making industry, right? So there, if you see there, they wanted to know how much heat would be required to melt 1 ton of ice.
Okay.
So that is how the concept of tonnage in refrigeration came over. That's a very brief, detailed answer. I can give you that also.
Man, but that's such interesting trivia. It's not funny. It's I never knew that. It's like a guy carrying a whole kilo of or whatever ton of ice, and that's a measurement. But really, sometimes simple things come from day-to-day examples. Moving to the second question. How, this is from Aniket Sahu. Aniket, my dear friend, you have not registered, please do that on the Google form. Yeah, I don't know which college you're from. We'll find out. Don't worry. But Aniket Sahu says, how exactly is the tonnage of air conditioner unit affect various room sizes? What is the correlation? I think what he's saying is, what is tonnage to room sizes? What is the correlation?
Okay, that's very simple. Actually, for a particular room size, it's not just a question of the room size. It is the question of the total heat load that the space requires in terms of the room size, the number of occupants in the room, as well as the location of the room. But then, to be very simple, you can say that the tonnage requirement of an air conditioner for a specific space has to be optimal. When I say optimal, it should neither be overpowered or over capacity nor under capacity. If it is under capacity, what will happen is the air conditioner will keep on running continuously, trying to give its maximum, but without cooling the room sufficiently. Whereas if it is over capacity, then what happens is you will be spending more on energy bills. So the capacity has to be optimal for a particular space.
Awesome. Got that. Now we have a third question from Abhay Garg. By the way, Abhay Garg won the best engager last time. And so it's like Abhay is really from Thakur School of Architecture and Planning. He's really glued to the show. And I think he deserves what he gets. Here's his question. How is the company's AC unit? It's a trick question, Satish. Let me quickly tell you. How is the company, that is General's AC unit, able to perform at 55 degrees where majority of the ACs can't do that and stop at 50 degrees?
It's a very good question, Abhay. Thank you. If you see, general air conditioners have always been positioned as the extreme machine. It is known as the extreme machine in the sense that it can perform in extreme conditions. For example, if you go to the Middle East, where the whole area is almost a desert, it is all, you will see majority of air conditioners being general air conditioners. It is purely a function of the design and the quality of the components. It is not that others cannot design an air conditioner that can perform in 55 degrees. It is just that General has chosen to take this particular platform that it has to be the best air conditioner that is out there in the market to extreme conditions. And it is it is a combination of various factors, right from the compressor, the design to the condenser. Different things put together makes this awesome air conditioner.
So I think you're putting your money where your mouth is, which is whatever claim you're making, you stand by it. And that is enabled by the technology. And there's a pedigree, as you said, of decades of doing this all over the world.
Of course. Yes.
One question from Anjali Dursheti of Vaishnavi School. How were you able to reach the 25 meter of AC flow? And this is different from other ACs. Why is General distinctive in this?
Again, this air conditioner was specifically designed for applications that required cooling in large spaces. This is enabled mainly through a larger indoor unit. If you look at the indoor unit of this particular model, it's quite wide with a very wide cross-flow fan, which enables the long 25-meter air throw.
Okay. So, Satish, in the interest of time, because we've got a very interesting, another segment as interesting as yours, where we got architect Shantanu Chaudhari from Hyderabad dying to meet students and tell them,
that's great. Yeah.
He's going to talk essentially about challenges they're going to face. And I think we faced one huge challenge for the last 10, 12 months, but he's talking about the challenges in the next 10, 12 months. So students, you got to stick it out there. We're going over time a little bit, but don't worry. You'll find it interesting. Can I take one more question, Satish? Are you ready?
Sure.
Saksham Garg from Rizvi College says, since these spaces require specialized features, are there dedicated products for the same?
I'm sorry, I did not get the questions. These spaces meaning which spaces?
That's what is not defined. So I'll modify being the moderator. What I think Saksham is trying to say is, if specialized spaces which are defined different. Let's say you said a banquet hall, where large number of people gather, number of bodies increase, decrease. There's a flow, traffic movement is high. So let's take that as an example. I'm adding to Saksham's question. Since spaces require specialized features, are there dedicated products? Meaning, then would you say this AC is meant for banquet halls, this AC is meant for living room, this AC is meant for, let's say, kitchens. Would you do that? Or
from that perspective, it is more a question of what kind of application you want to use and what kind of aesthetics that you're looking at from an architect's perspective, how you want the air conditioner to look. Do you want it to be conspicuously visible, or you want it to be invisible in, in the elevation? It's that the question of that. But then there's another way of looking at this is if there is application that requires precision air conditioning where the temperature has to be controlled to the extent of 0.1, 0.2 degrees, that's a completely different segment called precision air conditioning. So that doesn't come under this. Yeah.
Okay. One thing, Satish, on your behalf, we've got, I think, more than 25 questions, which is a record. And what we're going to do is we're going to answer each and every one of them. We're going to put it on our archive. We're going to circulate it via the Facebook group, because each and every one of you dear students who's taken the trouble to query will get the answer. But on the show, that's all the time that we have. So let me, without any further ado, just thank. I'm okay to share. I have to also share sound, I think. Just 1 second, guys. Okay, Asha, you're waving to me. Asha, my project head, is waving to me saying, all right, I need to share. Fair enough. Okay, this is what we want to say. Thank you, Satish. This whole, as you can see, all the fish in the shoal are us lovely students and academics and all of us. And we are in an ocean of discovery. And we can't thank you enough. And Mr. Povaya, who has unfortunately not been able to join us today, I'm told he had another very pressing engagement. We'd have loved to have seen him. And he's the head of sales and marketing, but maybe the next time, for the illuminating presentation, for all your time and energy in answering questions, which, by the way, you're going to do more of offline. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, Ramesh and Amita. Thanks a lot, students. It was very exciting to be part of this show and to interact with you. Thank you so much.
Right. Now, students, we're moving on to the one which you've been waiting for, which is the heart-to-heart section. The heart-to-heart segment is one where a professional, like we have architect Shantanu Chaudhari of SCA Architects, will be talking to you from his heart. Let me introduce you to this great professional. Shantanu Chaudhari is an ace architect and interior designer, originally hailing from Bombay. So where is he now? In a minute. He's a graduate of Rachna Sansad Academy in Bombay. Shantanu started his career with world-renowned architect Charles Correa, no less. Whilst working with Charles Correa on an assignment in Hyderabad, he took a liking to the city. Rather, he fell in love with the Nawabs and moved to Hyderabad. So that's where he's been for the longest time, 30 years, I think. He has more than 25 years of practice, which is pan-India. Amongst a long list of notable works, you'll find it if you Google him. He has designed the iconic temple at Dehu in Maharashtra, for which he was invited to meet Rashtrapati at the President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan. He was recently awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award from IID Hyderabad. Shantanu, that's awesome credentials. I have had to appreciate for reasons of time. Students, you can check up more, but more than that, listen to what he has for you.
Good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are healthy, and we wish all of you become wealthy too in the coming professional life in future. Let me begin with thanking my dear friends Amita and Ramesh Iyengar, who are celebrating Silver Jubilee, the 25th anniversary of their company, the LOCATOR, which is a great achievement. And I feel really proud and lucky to be part of this LOCATOR group and presenting my views in front of you students. This festival of How to Festival 2.0 is a big platform for students which they have introduced. And I'm really fortunate that today I am able to speak to you on this happy occasion and this happy Silver Jubilee year of their company. So my best wishes for you, both of you, Ramesh and Amita. Let the Silver Jubilee become Golden Jubilee, and let me be fortunate to be part of that year also. And maybe that time also How to Festival, whatever that 0.0, and address the students. That will be my privilege. Let us begin with what you want to hear from experienced or rather practicing architects like me. I'm just going to talk about the challenges what you are likely to face in the life. The first challenge you have already faced in your life is COVID-19. This post pandemic is going to be even more difficult. See, somehow we all managed to survive the last year. It was, we wish it never comes back again in this world. But we have to go ahead. And this is going to be the biggest challenge of your life rather than our life, because we have already seen a lot of life. So we know how to come over these challenges. But you are fresh, you are still not into profession, so you have to be very careful to address this challenge, as well as be prepared to address future challenges like this, which are unexpected. Okay, so this was first challenge. Apart from this challenge, we have, as our country is growing, as our country is becoming prosperous, a lot of international companies are coming into India. Like, they are pumping a lot of money, and they are trying to capture all fields, including architecture and interior. They have already invaded our airports and so many big buildings, and all architects are from other countries. This is not a good situation for us, especially you students, because you are the future of the country. And unless you dedicatedly come over the fact that you can design even better than multinational architects, you are not going to be successful. So strive for the best, think internationally, don't just think locally, think globally, but have a local flavor into that. So when we talk about international companies, we also have challenge from our own Indian companies, big corporates, and big furniture companies who are also trying to capture the whatever is left over into their pocket. They want all of us, like new students, new generation, to be working for them and serve them and become their paid architects, rather than allowing them to create something which they want to do. That is not a ideal thing, which I'm just cautioning you, not discouraging you. I'm just making you aware that you have to create your own niche to come over all this. Also, we have this unorganized sector like carpenters and so many shops and this thing. They feel that they are the designers. They see some books and they advise the client that you go for it. Why do you require an architect and all? And I can tell you confidently that more than 50% of the business is done by these people. You are working so hard to become an architect, spending your money, spending your years, spending your time of 5 years to become a professional who's professionally trained. But when you see that a small time person is your competitor, you feel dejected. But don't get that. We all have gone through that, and we can confidently say that you can come over that with your own ideas, with your own convincing power, and with your own command on subject and language. You can convince the client that yes, for every good design, a professional is required. Just like a pharmacist or a pharmacy store person cannot sell the medicines, you require a doctor. It's the same way. Our field is like medical field only. You are a professional, you need to specialize into your niche pocket, whether architecture or interior. In interior, there are so many specialities. So you do that and you will be successful. Now, when we talk of challenges, it is not a kind of a challenge, but say when you say software, there is a lot of upgradation in the software. But software, our field is mind field, creative field. Software is just to support us. It is not the ultimate thing. You cannot be slave to a software. You have to design, you have to create own designs without help of software. That is in your mind. Software is just to translate your ideas from your brain to the screen. So always keep in mind, software is your assistant. Software is not your boss. So don't get afraid if that there is a failure of technology, or your system doesn't work, or there is some problem with CAD designs. You still can do and still have to do with your hand, because what you have in your mind is the best design. That is the screen of your idea. So always keep in mind. Apart from this, now the recent trend, what we see when we get a lot of students as interns, most of them try to copy from internet without applying their brain and mind. When we ask them to create something, with surprise checks, I can find out they're just simply browsing the net, copying some ideas and presenting to us as if it is own created by them. It is not a good trend, my students. Please don't do that. Be true to yourself. Be honest to yourself. You are a creator. You are not a copier. Create something. Create something. Don't worry about what others are doing. Create something new. There is a room for everybody. Just because some good designs are attractive, it doesn't mean that they are actually good, because there is a speciality required for every kind of corner of the house or office or a showroom or hospital you design, and that only an architect who is properly trained and who can think properly with his creative mind only can design. So my advice to you is that don't have this challenge of copying from internet, because that is accessible to everybody. It should not happen that you have created something copying from internet and your client shows you the same print. That, boss, you have copied, so why should I pay? That will be the biggest failure of you in your life. So be careful about it. So, and when we say of clients, all clients are now techno savvy. Everybody studies everything. Everybody is well traveled. They know how to spend money. They know what to spend money on, and they know how much to pay an architect and what to extract from him. So you have to be prepared yourself perfectly, because the client is going to, it's not a good word, but is going to harass you about what he is looking for. So unless you are confident of the subject, unless you have a good command on your subject and your creativity and your designs, you cannot convince the client. That is going to be possible only when you have good communication skills, when you have absolute command on your mind and your designs, and you are very honest to yourself. Uh, I, I agree to Ramesh that yes, it is good to be humble. Just because you are an architect, if you start showing a false attitude that you are somebody great, it is not going to work out. Simplicity is the best design part also, and the best principle in life also. Simple is always beautiful. It's not complicated. So my humble request to you that as far as possible, be always simple in your life. And now, when we say of big cities, say B towns or tier two towns or cities, there are a lot of opportunities. So, if you are in big metros, it does not mean that you should continue to stay in a big metro. You can always explore the design possibilities in other cities, medium cities, which are emerging cities. Because what is happening in big cities, all the big builders and all the big organizations, they have their own in-house designers for architectural designs, for interior designs, for landscape designs, and all for all the HVAC and other services. So there is hardly any scope in big projects for an individual as an architect or an interior designer. But as compared to that, in the tier two cities, which are emerging, as I said, there is a lot of money. People are flush with funds, but they don't have good designers, and they don't have any access to good designers. So that is the void you can fill up. You can continue to stay in the metro, but you should be able to travel to different cities. See, I have been traveling a lot. I have been doing projects pan India. I have gone to even smallest village. I have not refused a small project also, because that gives you a chance to interact with people, learn their ideologies, learn their lifestyle, and learn their culture. That you can implement in your designs. So don't lose that opportunity. If there are the challenges in the big cities, there are opportunities in plenty in other cities. So go for that. So all these are things which you can overcome with your own ideas and own creativity. As we all, you also have been sitting at home in the last year, but I'm sure all of you must have done some introspection and decided some kind of a roadmap for future. what to do in future. We are also facing a lot of problems. See, personally, I will tell you, last year before pandemic, we had 22 projects which were going on or which were just signed. But today we are just doing two projects, and I have no idea about what is going to happen for other projects. So this is the biggest challenge of my life, which I am still struggling to come out of it. So for you, you are all beginners, you are all freshers. So you have to challenge yourself. You have to motivate yourself. You have to dedicate your own yourself, and you have to see that you don't lose the hope, and you become confident and see that you are successful in life. That is all I can say, my dear students. Thank you and have a good day. Thanks.
Well, Shantanu, when you said you agreed with me that one has to be humble, I've seen in my life and in the 40 years of practice that I've been doing in my vocation, I've just seen great people never need to show off. Their work speaks for themselves. And the beautiful thing in the world of architecture is it speaks volumes permanently inside a home, outside a building, on the streets, in a community. And it's such a wonderful thing that our students are going to enter that world with these heartwarming words of encouragement to do their best. So thank you, Shantanu. And I think it's time for me to come on and share with you all something that we've been waiting for, which is going to be am I visible, team? Okay. Ravi, this is the moment where you need to just say sorry for the interruption, because we've had a little technical snafu, and I'm just sorting it out. It'll take us again. The thing is, we want to announce the winners. Yes, I can come up right now. So first of all, somebody confirm to me, am I back on screen? Yes. Thank you, Shantanu. These smorgasbord of gifts are going to come to you, and it's a guessing game. You have to open each gift and then decide what's in it. Okay, jokes aside, I think we're now moving to the next part of the show, which is to get ready to meet the winners of the day. And that's amazing. I'm going to be talking to you about the quiz winners here. We will be posting about the engages of the day. We need a little more time to put that together. And of course, the best questions, we are going to allow Satish Chandrasekhar to decide for himself. And who are they? We have 10 contenders for those 4 Amazon GVs worth 1,000 rupees. Drum rolls, please. Ravi, normally the drum roll and the claps happen at the end. May I ask for it now, because everybody deserves to be applauded. Claps, please. Right? We have a top 10 contenders as Batul Hussain, Mohammad Raizuddin, Vaishnavi P, Rachna Yadivali, Shreya Shah. Continuing that, Rajoshri Datta. Welcome back, Rajoshri. You're like really lucky. You're in the competition. We'll wait to see if you're a winner too. Mayank Maru, Anjali Durshetty, Suhantika K, and Neha Gupta. Would you want to know who the 4 winners are? Then it's up on the next slide. The winners are Shreya Shah, Rizvi College of Architecture, Suhantika K, BIT, Vaishnavi P, so JJ College of Architecture, and yes, Rajeshri, you too, Rajeshri Datta, Birla Institute of Technology. Rajeshri, keep collecting that. As I said the last time, you're going to go to some location for a damn good holiday, the rate at which you're going. And students, that's for you too. Everybody starts to win, but as far as today's program is concerned, that's all for now. But a reminder of what's happening next week. Take a look at this. The presentation next week is on a product that's a true innovation, something most of your seniors in the profession don't even know about, but you will. So what happens is that when you get to the workplace, you're the one who has that ultimate knowledge to stretch a point, just to make it intriguing for you. It's a product that may even play a small role in preventing the next World War III. God forbid, we've had enough of problems. We don't want World War III, but then it may have its role to play to prevent that from happening. But certainly a product that can help you keep your reputation pristine. Now, if that's intriguing enough, then you have to tune in next Saturday, 12 o'clock, same space, same time. And yes, of course, a chance to win many of these. With that, saying bye to you from the team at Locator, from the team at our digital partners, WeCare, from the team at the How to Festival, from our brand champions and brand partners. See you next time, next week, same time, same place. Thank you, Ramesh Iyengar signing off. Have a lovely weekend.